Kobe stands, you need to sit down and listen to these facts only. Kobe Bryant is a shot taker in the clutch, not a shot maker.
But because Kobe was the best bad shot maker who ever lived, he would take a lot of bad shots under pressure because he knew he could make them. But just look at how often he made them.
This feeling Kobe's clutch, and the numbers don't bear it out.
No,
Ball that paper up and throw it at the cameras right now.
That's right, T-Mac. Those are all trash takes. This false narrative has existed for some time that Kobe Bryant wasn't clutch. Apparently, there are many who have forgotten that he had the most clutch season by any player in the history of the game. You can even say that if it weren't for his clutch play, the Los Angeles Lakers would have never put themselves in a position to win the championship. We're talking about the 2009/10 season, where Kobe will end up winning his 5th title. They benefited so much from his old school approach, where he took on the responsibility to make the final play for his team. For example, after defeating the Boston Celtics, Kobe said something very important to a reporter that gives us an idea of his mentality heading towards a clutch situation. A reporter said this to Bryant: "Phil was talking about the fact that you told him prior to the game-winning shot, just give me one more chance and I'll knock the next shot down. Is that your mentality?" It seems like the reporter might have twisted Phil's words in order to get a reaction. Well, he got what he was looking for when Bryant gave him a very direct response. He responded in the most Kobe way possible. He said, "I didn't say, give me one more chance. I just said, give me the damn ball. I didn't give him much of a choice. All we talked about was really just execution of it and how I was going to catch the ball. That was the only difference." That was a mentality that we all loved and respected about him. It was that old school approach where the head honcho is expected to take every last second shot. Just give me the damn ball. They did, and he went for the record books. Prior to this year, nobody in the NBA had hit more than 5 game winners in a season. Not Jerry West, who was nicknamed Mr. Clutch, not Larry Bird, not even Michael Jordan. Then Kobe comes along and hits a total of 7 game winners. Let's recap all 7 of these game winners. His first one of the season might be his most memorable. This came against Dwayne Wade in the Miami Heat. This was the game where he banked in a one-legged three-pointer fading away to his left with the All-NBA defender draped all over him. After the game, Wade called it the luckiest shot ever. But then he had to realize who was taking the shot and called it such a Kobe moment. But shortly after this, Kobe experienced a setback. In the following week against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he suffered a fracture in his right index finger. With any kind of fracture, you need to sit out games to allow the injury to heal. But he refused to sit out any games. Many people around the organization did not understand why he insisted on playing. The Lakers could afford for him to miss time in the early part of the season. They needed him healthy for the playoffs. But he decided to play through the pain, and you can tell he was hurting. At the next game against the Utah Jazz, he missed 17 of 24 shots, including 8 of 9 three-pointers. He needed to make adjustments to his shot, and he did that with the help of special assistant Chuck Person. He worked with Kobe to reinvent his shooting form. He wanted Bryant to put more pressure on the middle and ring fingers in his release, creating more backspin on his shots. The pad that he had to wear on the index finger would force him to concentrate on the other 2. It took us some time to get used to his new shooting form, which is why he took a significant dip in his shooting efficiency. But he did what he needed to do to be ready for the playoffs. He didn't want to make these adjustments when the game started to really matter. So even while playing all season with a broken finger, he ended up making 6 more game winners. 5 days after the injury occurred, he scored the final 7 points for the Lakers in their overtime victory against the Milwaukee Bucks. That included the second buzzer beater that he had by backing down Charlie Bell and making the shot right on his grill. About 2 weeks later, he made his 3rd straight buzzer beater. This time, it came against the Sacramento Kings on New Year's Day. He saw that there was zone coverage and the corner was wide open. All he had to do was find a way to get there and bury the shot. Of course, the Mamba hit nothing but net. The next one, NBA.com counted as a game winner against the Dallas Mavericks. He made one over Josh Howard with 28 seconds remaining. I wouldn't personally have counted that, but who am I to argue against the official website of the NBA? The next one was the finals preview against the Boston Celtics. This is the game where Kobe told reporters he wasn't asking permission to take the final shot. He wanted the pleasure to send the Celtics fans home with an L. So he sank a fall-away jumper with 7.3 seconds left over Ray Allen for his 5th game winner. The next one came against the Memphis Grizzlies. Now let's keep in mind that he missed the previous 5 games with ankle soreness. In his first game back, he scored 11 points in the 4th quarter. That included making 2 3-pointers in the final minute. The last one won the game with 4.3 seconds remaining. And finally, we have the game winner against the Toronto Raptors. At this point, you would think the opposing teams would force anyone else to make the final shot. Send a double at him, at least. So with 9 seconds remaining, the Raptors wisely decided to send another defender at him. But with the Black Mamba, it doesn't matter. He went to a spot on the corner and made a fadeaway shot to win the game. That was officially his 7th and final game winner of the season. Nobody could deny that his late game heroics were Jordan-esque. And believe it or not, the media couldn't deny that he was easily the game's greatest closer. Sports Illustrated Chris Mannix called him the game's most cold-blooded closer. The New York Times' Howard Beck called him the NBA's ultimate closer. And Oakland Tribune columnist Monte Poole called him the best closer in sports. And who could blame them for all thinking this way? He made 7 of 12 shots with a chance to win or tie the game in the last 10 seconds of regulation or overtime. That's even taken into consideration that for 6 of those game winners, he was playing with a serious injury on his shooting hand. Now think about the significance of those shots. Let's just say that he would have missed 3 of those game winners. This would have been the consequences. The Lakers would have been the 8th seed instead of the 1st seed. Would they have reached the finals that year if that would have been the case? Probably not. But Kobe delivered in big moments time and time again that eventually helped the Lakers win their 2nd consecutive title. Well, that's all for today's video. Do you agree that this was the greatest clutch season of all time? Or who would have your vote? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.